It's a different world. It's a different world we live in. There's a lot of moving parts to decision
I never had it.
I like all of them. Not having to drive there. I don't like driving. I would only have to find the house.
I will always run for. You didn't need to run and get any for me. You're always caring for others.
I would have given medicine. Yeah.
It is 6:36 on February 11th, and I now call this meeting of the Northern London School District to order. Director Marlowe will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now a moment of silence.
We apologize for the delay in getting started this evening. Mrs. Martin, may we have a roll call, please?
Yes, Director Sekelic absent, all other members present.
Thank you. We would like to announce that an executive session was held February 11th, directly preceding this meeting to discuss confidential personnel issues. May I have a motion to adopt the agenda as presented?
I would like to make an amendment to the agenda. I'd like to add to page 6, item L, number 4, a motion to authorize the administration to proceed with and to give notice of charges to an employee of the district.
May I have a second?
a second.
Is there any discussion? This will be a standard voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. The motion has passed. And now we will have, may I have a motion to adopt the amended agenda as discussed?
Second.
Is there any discussion? This is a unanimous roll call vote. Your vote vote will be recorded in the affirmative unless I hear nay or abstain. The amended agenda has passed. We have some announcements, good announcements. The high school students of the month for February are Seth Fisher and Asan Secondari. I apologize if I get those mispronounced. This award is sponsored jointly by the Fredericksburg and Jonestown Lions Clubs, and each recipient will be recognized at a future meeting of the Lions Club. The middle school student of the month for February is Lena Horner. This award is sponsored by the Northern Lebanon Rotary Club, Northern Lebanon County Rotary Club, and each recipient will be recognized at a future meeting of the Rotary Club. We thank these students for their hard work, and we recognize and appreciate the support of the Lions Club and Rotary Club in supporting our students. Next up, we have our student representative, Henna Kalambu.
Hello everybody, thank you for giving me your attention. Today I'll be going over what we have for Saturday's upcoming dance. King of Hearts is a Sadie Hawkins style dance. It is also a fundraising dance, and all the proceeds that the court members will make will be donated to the LCCN. We also have co-donations associated with the members as well. The co-donations will be given to this school year's coat drive / New York trip. When buying tickets at lunch, students have the option to give $1 of their ticket to a court member of their choice. Student council members and their dance dates will be coming in at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning to decorate the auditorium and cafeteria areas for the school dance. The dance starts at 7 p.m. and ends at 10 p.m. If you know any high school students, please spread the word that the dance is on this Saturday. Thank you for your time and have a safe drive home.
Thank you for that report, Henna. I wanted to convey a note of appreciation that I received from a parent, and this was Cindy Sobiziak, and she is the mom of Amber Sobiziak. And it was truly my pleasure to hear her speak of the students and the faculty here at Northern London. She was overwhelmed with gratitude and joy as she explained to me the night that her daughter had when she was so included and welcomed at the snowball dance. She truly spoke with tears in her eyes. Just our whole family is overwhelmed with joy that their daughter was not only just included at what can oftentimes be an exclusionary type of event, but valued and welcomed. And she noted that Amber will remember that event for her entire life. And so I just hope to convey to you as the student body representative, as well as all of the faculty that have played a part in welcoming Amber to that event. I know that Mrs. Sobiziak particularly is so thankful to Mrs. Albright and Amber's aide, Ms. Norton, as well as the family and consumer science classes, as well as her escort that night. But I got a chance to see some of the pictures from the night, and the joy and really the love that was shown that evening is truly representative of what we hope to continue to see here at Northern Lebanon. So thank you to us students and all the faculty and staff that were involved in setting that beautiful example. All right, and now we have the superintendent report, and that is Dr. Messinger.
First of all, I apologize, I didn't get to shake everybody's hand tonight as we were in executive session, but welcome to everyone. Mrs. Long, I hope my son is not asking you too many questions back there like he did when he was in 5th grade. Okay, good. Glad to hear that. I distributed to board members tonight just an update on the proposed budget by Governor Wolf, just to kind of give you an idea. There's more information on the website to give you an idea of some of the things that he's trying to do for education. Unfortunately, while you look at the first bullet point, $114.663 million sounds like a lot. However, and Leanne, please correct me if I'm wrong, it comes out to about $60,000 for Northern Lebanon. So I appreciate that he's trying to help education. We are not the target of a lot of those funds. And But anyway, there's a lot of information there for you to look through. I wanted to get you that. Also wanted to talk publicly because I've had a chance now to share with some teachers, a lot of teachers actually, and some, and the board about one of the things that I think I heard quite a bit about when I got here to Northern Lebanon. One of the things that I hear over and over again is we don't have a long-term plan, and we need to look down the road 5 to 10 years. I have a plan to address that. We will be this spring compiling a group of stakeholders, 40 to 50 individuals. We'll be meeting to discuss what I would like to break into 4 sections of our district. We'll take a hard look at our academics, a look at our safety, a look at our culture and climate. We've already begun some committee meetings dealing with that one in particular. And a hard look at our operations. The operations would include even down to our customer service with answering phones. Do we have the proper staffing for the correct hours? And one of the things that I think I've heard loud and clearly from the board is to also take a look at our facilities. I know that in 2018 there was a study done with suggested renovations and maintenance of certain buildings. Brought to you earlier in this year the track and the need to redo the track at a cost of $300,000 to $450,000 in that neighborhood. But there's other things out there. There's roofs, there's boilers, there's other things out there that also need to be addressed. And I know you've tasked us with taking a look at those options, and the facilities need to be a part of that long-term conversation. So ideally, when those meetings would be done, we would have goals that will be numerous enough to get us, 4 or 5 years down the road, maybe longer. We would be prioritizing those goals and then sharing those goals with both staff, students, and the community. So I just wanted to share that publicly because I've been starting to talk to people here about it, and I feel it's important for the community to also have an understanding of that. That's the end of my report.
Thank you. Is there any old business for discussion this evening? Hearing none, we will move on to the public input session. Those who would like to provide public input when addressing the board, please state your name and address after going to the podium. Individuals discussing will have 4 minutes to speak, and Director Nam will keep the time. First, we have Mrs. Jean Gundrum.
Hello. Okay. Jean Gundrum, 56 Washington Avenue in Lebanon. So I'm going to do something a little different that I've never done up here. And some people are not here to hear this, but I know some people will relay the message. So I'm just going to read what I wrote. So a comment that is stated a lot is we need to move forward. And I agree. But for some students, the horrible past still lurks in these hallways and makes it unbearable to be in the school. I'll be honest, I think some people shouldn't be around kids. I know, though, change is coming, and I can only pray that NL will continue to move forward. I want to say a huge thank you to the new staff, the ones who answer emails and answer phone calls, and the ones that have put so much time and energy in getting students back on track. To the athletic director, he helped my son see his potential as a wrestler, and he showed him he can hold his head up high in the hallways. He actually and literally wiped the tears from my daughter's eyes before she went out for senior night. He may have smeared it all off instead of dabbing, but he wiped her eyes. He allowed my daughter to have a voice, and he allowed her to come out of her shell. And her last season with NL and her last year, she's proud of that. That has never happened for her in the last 2 years. Thank you to the amazing superintendent. who has answered my calls and emails without delay. You have listened to concerns and made communication easy. You have stepped up, took charge, and the changes you are making are amazing. Thank you. Thank you to this new staff who have done so much with V3 and IEP. You ladies are amazing, and so is the best. I know it's still a struggle for my girls to walk these halls and see some faces that trigger all the bad they remember. But the new faces have made it easier, and everyone can tell that you all care so much about the students and the teachers. I mean the parents. I am so grateful for you all, and I'm excited for the rest of the Gundrum kids to experience the good that NL has to offer. Reminder, 5 more are coming. I know the bad memories will be gone soon, and the old amazing NL, the one we are all so proud of, will be back better than ever. So once again, thank you.
Thank you. Our next commenter is Mr. Andrew Murphy.
Andrew Murphy, 1828 Blacksbridge Road, Anvil. Wanted to comment on something on the agenda today. These new policies and changes to policy. This is the first time in a number of years that the policies that are being proposed have not been posted for us, the community, to look at before you guys vote on them. You have a freedom of speech in non-school settings. I'm curious as to what that is and how that affects the kids and teachers and everyone here. But without being able to see the policy, I have no idea if it's good or bad. Therapy dogs. That sounds like it's good, but again, we don't know what the policy is. It's a lack of transparency that this is the first time, as I said, in years that they didn't post the policies along with the agenda. So I would hope you guys would start putting those back so that we can review them and make sure that you're transparent to us. Because we're trying to move forward, so not showing the policies that you're voting on isn't transparent and seems like a step backwards.
Mr. Murphy, thank you. We'll correct that. In all honesty, that was a discussion we held because a lot of these policies are from 1987. I think we've talked about that before. And a lot of the changes and the new policies, there is so much red writing, strikeouts, marks all over the place that as we went through it, it was very difficult, I thought, to follow the policies. Not an intent to hide anything. Maybe we publish 2, maybe we publish a clean version and one with all the marks on it so that people can look at it and understand, kind of see it with some sense, because it really, you've seen them. There's marks all over the place, and even trying to follow them has been difficult. Keep in mind that this is the tentative one. There's another one in March of the same policies. This was only the first reading. We'll get those on there for you to be able to take a look at, and moving forward, we'll maybe post 2 versions of it.
Markup lets you compare it to the old because you know what's being stricken out and what's being added.
Sure, understand. Yep, if people that want to do that, you have my blessing. Thank you.
Thank you for that explanation, Dr. Messinger. Are there any other green requests to address the board this evening? Okay, then we will move forward. Item I, note regarding items for board action. By notice of the president, the following action items suggest a roll call vote. You will be recorded as voting in the affirmative for the motion unless you say nay or I abstain. So we have our consent calendar this evening. That is item J. It includes items 1 through 21. May I have a motion to approve the items on the consent calendar?
Motion to approve the items on the consent calendar?
Second?
is a unanimous roll call vote. Your vote will be recorded as voting in the affirmative unless you say nay or I abstain. Motion passed. Moving on to item L, these are our discussion items. Item number 1 is to approve the agreement with STR Business Solutions for a digital mailing system in the monthly amount of $699. May I have a motion to approve the STR agreement as presented?
So moved.
Second. Is there any discussion? This is a unanimous roll call vote. Your vote will be recorded as voting in the affirmative unless you say nay or I abstain. Motion passed. Discussion item 2 is to employ Jeremy Stevens as the athletic trainer. The effective date to be determined pending completion of pre-employment requirements. This fills the vacancy created by the resignation of Zachary Zerby.
And just to let you know, he will be giving his place of employment 2 weeks' notice is what he's required. However, we obviously would not start him until all clearances are here. He does live across the street and is in walking distance of both the school and Mr. Knoll.
May I have a motion to approve the employment as presented?
Motion to approve employment as presented.
Second. Is there any discussion? This is a unanimous roll call vote. Your vote will be recorded as voting in the affirmative unless you say nay or I abstain. Motion passed. Discussion item number 3 is to approve Jeremy Palkovic as a volunteer assistant softball coach. This was an item that was simply added after our committee meeting last week. May I have a motion to approve the volunteer coach as presented?
Pardon the interruption. We had today, Mr. Confer had interviewed someone, talked to someone, Mr. Sam Fisher, also about volunteer, for being a volunteer tennis coach. So we've added him as well for tonight.
What is that name?
Sam, this should be on this one. For you to be able to- Sam Fisher, Samuel Fisher.
Sorry about that. I print this at home, so I come with my notes, but, so I will start over. So item number 3 is to approve Jeremy Palkovic as a volunteer assistant softball coach and Samuel Fisher as volunteer tennis coach, pending clearances. May I have a motion to approve the volunteer coach as presented?
I motion to approve the volunteer coach as presented.
Second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Is there a current tennis coach, or is this volunteer filling the full tennis coach position?
He's not, and as of this point, we're still looking for a, coach.
No, it's
Father might, but he's 80.
Oh, it's on, I stand corrected, it's on the consent calendar for that.
Okay, great, thank you. Thank you for the clarification. Yep, great. That's all I'm here. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr.
Apologies for the confusion.
Is there any other discussion regarding discussion item number 3? Hearing none, this is a unanimous roll call vote. Your vote will be recorded in the affirmative unless you say nay or I abstain. Motion has passed. Item number 4 is our amended discussion, or our added discussion item this evening. That is to authorize the administration to proceed with and issue a notice of charges of an employee of the school district. May I have a motion to authorize?
I so move.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Yep. This is a unanimous roll call vote. Your vote will be recorded in the affirmative unless I hear nay or I abstain. The motion has passed. Moving on to item M, our reports from our representatives. Director Klein, do you have any report for Career and Technology Center?
The only thing I have for you all is a newsletter for the month of January. You should all have it in front of you. That's what I got.
Thank you. And Director Murray, do you have any report for the IU-13?
As noted, it is attached, but there, just a reminder, if you have not already signed up for the Reinventing Learning showcase that is taking place on March 11th. It is a fantastic event and an opportunity to see all that's exciting and new about education in the 22 districts across Lebanon and Lancaster. And I really encourage you to attend. You won't be sorry.
Thank you. And Director Nam, do you have a legislative or PSBA update?
Yes, I'll combine both into a single update. There is the 23 March Advocacy Day, which is being conducted jointly for PSBA and as part of the legislative advocacy. I would suggest and recommend that all board members that are able to strongly consider signing up for that. Director Sekelic and I will both be attending. As Dr. Messinger mentioned earlier this evening, there's issues in Harrisburg right now that could use our attention. And while some things are moving in a positive direction, those don't tend to impact us directly. And this Advocacy Day is our opportunity to do that. We'll have a chance to meet with our representatives and really put forward a case for Northern Lebanon and see what assistance we can get from Harrisburg. It's a really important time for the school board. So again, if you're interested, and I would encourage you to consider doing so, please sign in with Ms. Martin and she can register you for that. Thank you.
Thank you. And I echo Director Nam's comments. I was able to attend the Advocacy Day last year. It is pretty eye-opening and energizing to see representatives from the other districts. I think it's also good to meet our representatives in person so that they have to see your face and hopefully remember that face when they are voting for or against things that may benefit their local district. So I encourage that as well. Is there any new business for this evening? There are a few dates to remember. This is next Monday, February 7th, school is closed. Our next school board committee meeting is March 3rd at 6:30. March 9th, there is no school, but the high school musical, The Wizard of Oz, is taking place that week. March 9th, 10th, or not the 10th, I'm sorry. March 9th, and then March 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. And this is the first year, I believe, that we are having a matinee performance on Sunday. And I know a lot of students and faculty are working very hard on that. Is there anything else for the good of the order this evening? Hearing none, I call this meeting adjourned.